Hey guys, so this is going to be part two of my reaction to the series finale of Game of Thrones. I'm really hoping you're seeing this intro because I really want there to be a part two of this reaction. I'm just a little, I'm not entirely sure. I have to see what's happening with the last reaction before I can figure out how I'm going to edit this reaction. But fingers crossed that you see this intro and that I am doing a part 2. All right, fingers crossed. All right, let's get started. Jon! Oh my God. Oh. Oh my God. Oh wow. Look at this crew.
I swore to follow Daenerys Targaryen.
You swore to follow a tyrant.
She freed us from a tyrant. Let the Unsullied give him what he deserves.
Say another word about killing my brother and I'll cut your throat.
Friends, please.
Whoa! Arya!
Jon Snow cannot go free.
It's not for you to decide.
You are not here to speak!
And no one's any better for it.
Oh, honey.
It's not for you to decide. This fate is for our king to decide. Or our queen. Choose one.
I vote Tyrion. Is that just me?
Make your choice then.
Or Davos. I like Davos as a no. Oh, I didn't even notice you, sweetie.
I stand before you as one of the senior lords in the country, and I like to think my experience has led to some small skill in statecraft and
Uncle,
understand.
please sit.
That was kind of funny.
Maybe the decision about what's best for everyone should be left to, well, everyone.
Hey! Look at Sam.
Maybe we should give the dogs a vote as well.
Oh, he's just. Oh, I feel so bad for Sam.
Me? Half the people hate me for serving Daenerys, the other half hate me for betraying her.
True.
Can't think of a worse choice.
Who then?
All right. You don't have to shit on my choice, Tyrion.
There's nothing in the world more powerful than a good story. And who has a better story than Bran the Broken?
What?
He knew he'd never walk again, so he learned to fly. He is our memory, the keeper of all our stories, our triumphs, our defeats, our past.
What?
Born rulers will not be born. They will be chosen. Will you lead the 7 kingdoms to the best of your abilities from this day until your last day?
Why do you think I came all this way?
Oh my God! I don't know.
The Brandon of House Stark.
I.
have fucking chills.
Aye. I'm not sure I get a vote, but aye.
The North will remain an independent kingdom, as it was for thousands of years.
Whoa!
All hail Bran the Broken, Lord of the Six Kingdoms, and Protector of the Realm.
Well, okay, what a promotion! Oh my god. I love it.
You will be my hand.
Yes, you will. Yes, you will. Yes, you
Your
will.
Grace,
Yes, you will.
I don't want it. Choose anyone else.
I choose you.
You cannot.
Yes, I can. I'm king.
This man is a criminal.
He's made many terrible mistakes. He's going to spend the rest of his life fixing them.
Ooh, Jon, you are looking
Huge.
rough.
Sorry, let's start a war. So our new king has chosen to send you to the Night's Watch.
Ha!
That's still Night's Watch. Was it right?
No.
What I did?
What we did.
I don't expect we'll ever see each other again.
Oh, don't say that.
A few years as hand of the king would make anyone want to piss off the edge of the world.
Suliva Vajonath.
Oh, I had a feeling.
Can you forgive me?
The North is free thanks to you. Ned Stark's daughter will speak for them. She's the best they could ask for.
Oh.
I'm not going back north.
Where are you going?
What's west of Westeros? That's where
Oh.
all the maps stop. That's where I'm going.
Oh, baby.
You have your needle.
Right here.
I'm getting all kinds of emotional right now. Oh.
Your Grace.
Did he raid Cersei's wardrobe or
Sorry I
what?
wasn't there when you needed me.
You were exactly where you were supposed to be.
Oh. Uh-oh. What is she gonna write? Brienne. Brienne. I don't think that's dry yet. Oh my god! Look at this crew!
A Song of Ice and Fire. Archmaester Ebro's history of the wars following the death of King Robert.
What does he say about me?
Is he not in it?
Don't believe you're mentioned.
I can't. This is the fucking team right here. Okay. Ah! We just need Tormund. Just right there.
Perhaps I can find him. Do carry on with the rest.
Sir Podrick.
He's Sir
We serve at your
Podrick.
pleasure, King Bran the Broken. Long may he reign.
Long may he reign. Long may he reign.
Long may he reign.
Long may he reign.
Bronn. He
That
doesn't
will
want to be there.
improve.
I think we can all agree that ships take precedence over brothels.
I think that's a very presumptuous statement.
I once brought a jackass and a honeycomb into a brothel.
I swear Ghost better be there, and Jon, you better pet him this time! Was that it? Oh no, it wasn't. Okay. I have chills. Give him a pet. You gotta give him all of the pets. Oh! Yes. That is, oh my god. I have so many chills, guys. Wow. Okay. I have so much to say. Okay, hold on. All right, so I believe that I'm going to give quite an unpopular opinion. I don't know. I'm interested to hear other people's reactions to how this ended. And I'm going to talk about all of that in a second, but unpopular opinion, I think. Maybe not. I loved it. Okay. I still have criticisms. There's some things very much about this season that I think didn't work as well. Or the better way to say it, I think should have been executed better, if that makes sense. But where they went with the story, I liked. All right. And I just know, here's the thing about Game of Thrones. We've all kind of, it's such a story. I'm going to say something because this show's been getting a lot of hate this season. A lot of hate. I think that there are people who have a lot of grievances, and I just want to say, if you didn't like this episode, if you didn't like this season, that is absolutely okay. If you did like this episode and you did like this season, that is absolutely okay. Don't let anybody tell you that your opinions are wrong because of this, that, and the other thing. This is coming from a lifelong, not lifelong, as long as Game of Thrones has been Lannister fan. So, I get told all the time that my opinions are wrong. And just in massive amounts. It's actually been a lot. I think the fans have been angrier at the show this season, so they've stopped sending me the craziest hate mail, but it's just, you get shit all the time. I'm going to talk to you guys about my opinions about it and my journey with it and everything like that. But just when you go into the comments and somebody's going to start yelling at you because you're a Sansa fan or you're a Dany fan or whatever you are, and however you felt about this season, people like to take their anger out on, I don't entirely comprehend it, but that's just my little disclaimer with it. Try not to let anything like that get to you. I'm going to try my best as well. well, because I feel like I just owe it to you guys to just be completely honest about how I feel about where the direction of all of this went. So there's so many elements that we can discuss. I'm going to talk about, I think I'm going to talk about Daenerys first, which if you were lucky enough to see my last reaction before it got taken down and all of the bullshit happened, basically, you guys will, I talked at length about that and how I felt like Daenerys fans probably weren't entirely too happy. But I'm going to talk about my feelings towards Daenerys throughout the show. And I'm just going to be completely honest about it, which I normally tiptoe around because Dany fans are scary. But a lot of the hate that I get is because of my opinion. But I started off really liking her. As the show went on, I fell more and more out of like with her. And I think that there's probably a lot of reasons to that. But she just was not my thing. I felt like I saw fairly early on that she was a bit, sorry if you hear the car or whatever that is on the outside. I always felt like she had this innate need to conquer. And I think, honestly, like when Tyrion was talking in this episode, I was like, man, somebody's putting into words how I felt, like she killed bad men. She killed bad people when she was freeing people in Marine and all of this stuff. Like when she was freeing people, and I think it was something of the fact of, but she always had a goal. And here's the thing that oh man, I feel like I'm gonna get so much shit. Like honestly, like I feel like people are gonna, whatever. But like my issue was like I always saw, if I had to choose between Jon and Daenerys, I always saw Jon as more of a better ruler. You would probably very accurately say that Daenerys is a better conqueror, right? But like, it felt like she would free people, but then not stick around too long. And I know that that's like really not, that just people are not going to be happy with me saying that, but I think it was always something that it was just something that I had a bit of maybe my own issue with or whatever. But there was something about the fact that I always saw this sort of like, she wants the Iron Throne, and that's everything that she's always wanted. And there's nothing that's going to make her stay anywhere else. And I think it's a bit telling. So, as the show's gone on or whatever, and the show got bigger. Listen, I watched it live every single season. When it first came out, it was big. It made waves. It was there, but like it wasn't everywhere. You know what I mean? Like now everybody watches Game of Thrones. Everybody watches Game of Thrones. And it's like, as time went on, more and people fell just madly in love with her. And I absolutely nothing against Emilia or Dany fans, but like I just didn't get it. That's me being absolutely completely honest with you guys. I didn't get it. I did not understand. I know that people really like dragons, but like I just never clicked with her character. And I think I just, you know, for the longest time thought I saw it coming. I'm going to talk about the execution of it, though, in a second, because I think that needed a little work. But I was not upset with the destination of where they went with Daenerys. I was fairly convinced a few seasons ago that she was possibly going to become a villain. Like, that was a possibility in my head that was going to happen. But it's like, if you talk to almost anybody that's a Game of Thrones fan, if you say anything against Daenerys or saying like, I don't know, she's, and you'll get your head bitten off. From experience, trust me, you will get your head bitten off. And what I will say, so just so you guys know about how I felt about Daenerys, I think that if you've watched my reactions for a long time, and I know that there are a lot of Daenerys fans that do not like me, because I just, I never really openly said anything against her, or that, like, in that sense, but I wouldn't get all, like, oh my god, I love, like, you know, everything that she's ever done. Like, I was not about it. Let's just say that. I think the first time that she ever said, the first time she ever said, I'm not going to stop the wheel, I'm going to break the wheel, or whatever her phrasing was, I literally rolled my eyes, and I got shit for that. I still get shit for that too these days, but I rolled my eyes. And the eye roll is of the fact of like, how does this woman who doesn't really know this land that she really wants to rule, but she just did, but everybody I talk to is so obsessed, thinking she's the best ruler. Like, I just like, and I just really didn't know why. I didn't get it. I was like, why do I not comprehend why people love her so much? I really thought something was wrong with me, like that I was out of my mind. So, the destination of where they went with Daenerys, I'm going to be 100% honest with you. Man, I feel so damn justified, like, not being so obsessed with her throughout the run of this show. Okay. So, just saying that, getting that out of the way right off the bat. You can leave your hate comments below. I expect them. But I do think that they could have done a better job executing this. The turn of Daenerys, what made her go mad. And I understand that they did give examples of, you know, she fought a war in the expect that she was going to get stuff in return. I personally believe, in my heart of hearts, she did not fight the battle at Winterfell and sacrifice her men out of the goodness of her heart and for the better of the people. I think it was because she had a deal to get the throne. Again, you can come at me for that comment, but I truly believe that. There were clear examples that losing two of her dragons, Missandei, everything, Jon's claim to the throne, her viewing people loving Jon. There's been clear examples. I just, honestly, if I'm going to be completely honest about my main criticism, is I just wish that there were more episodes to delve into all of this. And I know that a lot of people, they're like, I hate the filler episodes, but sometimes filler episodes are absolute, or what people call filler episodes. I'm not a big fan of that term, but like sometimes they're important to get from point A to point B for it to not feel super rushed. I get where they were going. I get the point. I'm on board. I just, you know, I don't know. It's very, I feel like they could have executed this all better for the sake of, you know, Daenerys' story and everything like that. So I'll say that. All right, I'm gonna go into, man, there's so many things that I can talk about. But I'm gonna go, let's talk about Jon, shall we? Good old Jon. I was kind of glad that he got a bit to do in this episode because, man, I feel like him and Cersei, actually, in particular, have been slightly underused this season. I feel like they've been underutilized with their characters and their talents and all of that. So I kind of, it made me, I was kind of hoping that the finale was going to have a very, you know, strong showing of Jon. So, because the majority, I feel like the majority of like his like meteor scenes this season has been with him and Daenerys trying to convince her that he still believes in her and like all of this stuff, and you know, and I was kind of hoping that there would be a little more for him. Now, let me talk about my journey with Jon throughout this show, because like I said, I think in the intro that I, you know, started reacting in season 5. So you guys, you know, if you followed me for a while, you guys know about who I liked and who I disliked and stuff like that from that point on, but not really before that, unless I talked about it. Jon is the most improved character of the show for me. 100%. I cannot express how much. The first few seasons, I was over Jon. The first few seasons, I was, if I'm picking a Stark son, I know, not exactly, I know. I was all about Robb. I was like, Robb is just handling his shit. I mean, it didn't end well. Yeah, okay. I know. You don't have to tell me, okay? But, like, Jon was just so broody. And like, he's still broody, but like, and I was just like, the whole like kind of broody, mysterious guy, that does nothing for me. Just so you guys know, if you were curious, like, I'm more of a Tormund girl. But like, that, it just, and I was just like, oh my God, and Jon's like, I don't belong here, I don't belong there, and this and that, and the other thing, I'm like, we get it, Jon. Yes, I'm sorry, I'm being way too honest in these post-episode thoughts, but as time went on, there were just moments, and it was a lot of moments, and I like a guy who's gonna go in the shit with the people, and like, fucking battle, and like, do what's right. And man, did I love that. I think one of the big turning points for was the battle at the wall, which I adore and still watch to this day over, like, I think it's an underrated battle because a lot of people talk about a lot of other battles and stuff like that, and like, I get it. I personally really also like Battle of the Blackwater, but I've just, you know, I'm a Lannister girl, so, you know, that's probably why. But like, I just absolutely adore that episode, and there's a lot of character development for Jon just in that episode, of him showing who he is, and I love that. I love that. I love that there's been a clear arc, and we know who Jon is and that he wants to do the right thing. And that is such a big thing. Everything that went down with like Sansa and Ramsay and everything just going on with Hardhome, and like I was hearing him when he was like worried about the Night King coming and all that shit, and everybody's talking about who's gonna be on the fucking throne. And he's like, I don't care who's on the throne. I don't care. They're coming to kill us. Like, and I felt him, and like as time went on, it was like a slowly but surely thing that I was like, man, I like Jon. I like Jon. Oh, Jon. Mm-hmm. Now, Jon sometimes militarily and just does not make the smartest decisions. He's not. You don't have. Please, Jon fans, don't come for me. Sometimes he's not the smartest. Okay, like I'd love him to death, but like sometimes you're like, Jon, what are you doing? Sweetie, what are you doing? Like I've had those moments with him as well, but his intentions were always very pure, and it's such a rarity to find a character like that. That's especially in this show, which I really liked, and it was interesting because over this. After the last episode, when I would talk to like my brother or anybody else who watches the show, and they're like, oh, they're just gonna make Jon the king or whatever, and I said, I don't think Jon, like at every single one of them, if you knew how to contact them, you can ask them, every single one of them, I said, I don't think Jon's gonna like accept being king. I mean, apparently nobody wants to be king. They're all like, no, not me. Like, no, thank you. That does not bode well for people who sit on that damn throne. But the way that I saw it, and the way that we've viewed Jon's character this whole time, is we know that Jon is at least I felt Jon would not accept any sort of praise, oh, you should be king, when he literally was one of the people who came into King's Landing and did that. Now, he didn't do what Daenerys did, no, but I think about how Jon sees it. Like, I supported her for this. That's You know, I don't think he can forgive himself for that. Jon's, I think he's a bit too pure of a soul to really, he doesn't have those denial blinders that like Daenerys and Cersei had, which were strong. They were strong ones. I really didn't think it was going to be him, and I thought they were gonna. I was like as the season went on, because I mentioned this a couple episodes back. I think at the Battle of the Winterfell, my post episode thoughts for that my brother for the longest time, I'm saying years, always still wanted Tyrion and Sansa on the throne. It was like a saying, they're his two favorite characters. He loved when they got married, got really upset when that all went to shit, and he's like, I just want them to get back together and be on the throne. And listen, he's like, I know that this isn't fucking realistic, but it's what I want, so whatever, I'm gonna root for it. And I was like, good, that's right, you do what you gotta do. But like, as this season was going on, I'm like, oh my god, is Sansa and Tyrion gonna end up on the throne? What is going on? I thought like maybe Jon would want to relinquish it to Sansa and like whatever. And I actually really liked where they went with it. I liked it. I liked the ending. I liked how it ended up. I don't know how I feel too much about the journey getting there, but I liked where it ended up. Now, I know that there's probably a lot of, I don't know, you guys can tell me. I feel like if you feel like the Jon thing was unanswered, him coming back to life. And a lot of people are saying that there's a lot of foreshadowing and prophecies and all of this stuff and whatever, but you know, I believe that once Arya killed the Night King, I was more convinced that Jon was probably going to end up having to kill Daenerys towards the end, which was a strong thing. Like, I was pretty positive that Daenerys was going to die in this episode going into it. I didn't see anything about that, but it just seemed like that's where that was going, to be fair. Although I did have a theory that like people were gonna try to come and kill her, and then Drogon kills all of them. Everybody dies, and then she literally, the last shot of the episode is just her sitting on the throne with like a bunch of dead bodies around her. I thought that was a very, very strong possibility. But I think that you know, that's probably the reason that he was brought back, I believe. But I really want to hear what you guys think about the Starks. Such a heavy focus on the Starks at the end, which I'm absolutely okay with. I am 100% okay with. It started with the Starks. Let's end it with the Starks. I kind of wanted like a little, it was probably cheesy. Sometimes I'm down for the cheesiness, like sometimes I'm really down, but I would have loved a little flashback with Ned and his kids, just a little flash, and we see them back in season, like, come on, give us a little Ned, come on, like, I don't know, but maybe I'm just really down for the cheesiness of it all, but it started with the Starks, it's gonna end with the Starks, I like that. I was not thinking Bran, look at you, you know, but I'm okay with it. Like, I'm really okay with it, you know, Starks did their thing in this, but I mean, they really got control of a lot. Love it. And who knows what Arya's gonna discover? That's kind of cool. I think that's awesome. And I'm just so happy that Jon is with Ghost, and I really enjoyed all of that. And I like that there's a strong base of advisors. By the way, I absolutely love the fact that Grey Worm is, I had a feeling that he was going to head to North. Yeah, can I say it? See, it feels weird to say. But where, you know, Missandei, and to still keep his promise to her to protect her people, and to, that was, you know, Grey Worm's loyalty is really strong, and I find that to be kind of admirable in some respects, and I felt really weird about a lot of scenes having to deal with him in this episode and stuff like that, but him and Missandei were always my like favorite parts of Dany's storyline, and they were such a small part, but they were always my favorite part. I feel like they had massive chemistry, and I adored them to bits, so I like that ending for him. But I loved the advisors. I love Brienne and Podrick being there. I was a little shocked. I thought maybe Brienne would stay up north with Sansa. But I guess if she's a knight, and it was like, I get it, but I thought maybe some of them would stay up with Sansa. But like, shit, Sansa doesn't need it. She's fine. She's great. But I just really enjoyed seeing all of them there, and hopefully they all listen to each other, and, you know, problems will always arise, but I really liked that group there a lot. So I'm going to end these thoughts. I'm just making sure that I'm not missing anything, but I'm going to end these thoughts on how I want to end these thoughts and the character and that's Tyrion Lannister. Peter, you killed it in this finale. You fucking killed it in this finale. Thank you. Just, he had so much screen time. I was living for it. And other people can be mad if you're not the biggest Tyrion fan, but like, you guys can be mad. Just listen. Tyrion spent seasons just like not, yes, I'm just so. Peter, get another Emmy for this show. Just get another Emmy for this show. Thank you. Obviously the scene where he went to the rubble to find Jaime and Cersei just, I mean, it broke me. That was sad. That was sad. For me, I mean, they're my 3 favorite characters, and I'm not gonna lie about that. They are. You know, she's a crazy bitch, but she was my crazy bitch, okay? And I really adored the 3 of them, the dynamics between the 3 of them, the love, hate, tension, family, duty, manipulation, everything. I will always in my heart be House Lannister. I will, because I loved them. I loved them, all 3 of them, and fucking Tywin, even though, you know, he's been gone for a little bit, but like, I love Tywin. Fucking, he was nuts too, but he commanded a damn room. But so I got emotional, and it was like, it was a half emotional just because of what I was watching on screen, but also just emotional of like, these 3 are not really gonna, even though 2 of them were dead, but these 3, I'm not gonna see them flourish anymore. I'm not gonna see them anymore past this episode. It's the final bit, and I just lost it. I was very emotional during that, and yeah. Tyrion's misguided in some ways. Well, I won't say misguided. Tyrion's made mistakes. Tyrion's not perfect. Tyrion has always tried, and I do believe has had the best intentions at heart. I just really enjoyed his talk with Jon a lot. I felt like that was really important. But I have to say, and you know, again, Dany fans, you can leave your hate below, down there. But I have never, like, I felt so fucking proud and just happy when he threw that hand to the queen. Like, and I thought in that second he was gonna die. Like, I thought she was gonna be like, I sentenced you to die, Drogon was gonna come over, and Tyrion would have been like burnt to a crisp. Like, I thought for sure that he was gonna die on that hill, basically. But it made me feel really good, because I believe a lot of, he has made mistakes, but the fact it was a strange delusion moment for her, in my opinion, that, like, when she was like, well, you freed your brother, and it's like, after everything that just happened, like I get it, you don't like traitors, but like, you know, Tyrion doesn't like, you know, crazy murderers. I don't know. I mean, he's murdered a couple. Well, you know. But, like, I've just never felt so damn proud of him, where he just was like, no. I mean, you can burn me alive. I know you're going to. you're gonna do what you gotta do. But I'm gonna let you know how I feel before I go. And I was really proud of him in that moment. I felt very happy for him in that moment. So anyway, and I like that he kind of put forth the name for Bran and everything, and he paid his debts to Bronn. Yes, he did. A Lannister always pays his debts. Thank you very much. And I just love that he's Hand of the King, even though he doesn't want to be. But, you know, Tyrion's my guy. Tyrion will always be my guy. I wanted Tyrion on the throne. Okay, guess I'm not getting that. Whatever. But that's my guy. To this day, I have two favorite scenes of the show, and I wonder if I've always said that I have two favorite scenes of the show, and I wonder if any this season has usurped them, but I don't think they have. I'm thinking. But my two favorite scenes of the show. I'm so Lannister, I'm sorry. But one is when Cersei blew up the set. I don't care. I don't care. Everybody's like, she's the worst. The music was perfect. The shots were perfect. The direction was perfect. And Lena's damn face was perfect. That scene was executed beautifully, and you cannot tell me differently. But my other favorite scene that will always stand out to me will be when Tyrion gave his speech at his trial, his whole trial, back in the day. But how everything that came pouring out of him in that moment was just phenomenal. And I feel like since that storyline, that season, all of that and everything that he did at the end of season 4, he's been slightly underutilized. I like that they were able to show a light on him in this as much as they could. They had a lot of ground to cover, and I did not expect Tyrion to get as much screen time as he did, and I was very happy about that. I was very, very happy about that. So I adore Peter, and I'm very happy because he's just a TV character that I will always adore, no matter what. So yeah, I've been talking for a long ass time. I'm so sorry. I like how it ended I liked it. I like that I saw Tormund again. I thought I was not going to see Tormund again, and that hurt my heart a lot. And Davos, man, just put Davos on the throne, right? I mean, like, come on. When are we gonna realize? I'm sorry. I just absolutely, yeah. What I will say, and again, I do feel like some things were not executed the best, and I kind of wish that this season and the last season were 10 episodes. Like how things, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know what I mean? But anyway, Game of Thrones, as much as I feel like people have been shitting on this season and stuff, I have to say Game of Thrones has accomplished so much and has just been such a big part of my life for so long that I'm always going to appreciate it. And I'm interested, and let me just be very clear. I don't fucking read. I do not read for anything. It's very difficult for me to get through a book. But I'm going to see how the books will maybe fill in some blanks or be different, or, you know, whatever it is. I'm very excited to see how that goes. But I'm not going to, you know, I'm not going to shit on the show. And, you know, that's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to say thank you to the show. Like, nobody's going to hear it, but I'm going to say thank you to the show for being such a wonderful part of my life, and you know, being a big part of my channel. This is a big part of Seska Says in general. So yeah, I want to end on a positive note. I don't want to be all negative out there or anything like that. It's a great show, and I'm so happy that I got to go on this journey alongside of all of you. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye.